All right. All right, here we go. Hang on 1 second. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got here. Got a few fights to talk about. Turn the sound down a little bit. All right. Ooh, all right, man. Crazy weekend of fights. Gotta go back and talk about them, man. Got to go back and talk about them. Get started here in a few minutes. Just fixing some stuff on the stream. Let me see. Oh. Okay. All right, let's see. All right. All right, man. So yeah, man, we had a crazy weekend of fights. So we got to go back and talk about these fights, man. First off, got to talk about ONE FC tonight, man, because I just got done watching that Killer B fight, Killer B versus Fagado. Yeah, man, that fight was crazy. So a little, few people are up in the air about that fight. The decision was kind of, I don't know, man. Like a lot of people saying Killer B didn't do enough to win that fight, and I kind of agree with that. So I gotta kind of go back and reanalyze that with y'all. So let's see. Get started here in a minute. All right, 1 second. Okay. Hold on. All right, I'm back. All right, we get started now at the 5-minute mark. Stamina, what's going on, man? So yeah, man, I want to go back and talk about this one FC first, man. I got to talk about that fight between B Nguyen and Fagado, man, because that fight, man, that decision, it was a little controversial. I mean, I could see where Killer B did enough to win the fight in some people's eyes, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I just went back and watched it again today, and I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. So we're gonna talk about that, man. We got to talk about Caitlin Chookagian and Viviane Araújo as well. Probably talk about that last. I'm gonna go in the order of the fights, the way they came out. Um, so we'll talk about that fight first from Friday. Then, of course, Gina Mazzani versus Priscilla Cachoeira, and Lee versus Shevchenko, and of course, Chookagian versus Araújo. Man, I know a lot of people are upset about that. Man, they're upset about that fight because once again, Caitlin Chookagian, man, she puts that gate up again, man, and said nobody's getting past her. Ain't nobody getting past her, man. But let's see, man. This fight here with Killer B last night. I mean, Friday night. It was a good action packed fight for the tournament, for the ONE FC tournament. I just felt like there were some moments in there where Killer B, she just didn't fully commit to her striking and her takedown defense. And I just felt like the wrestler, the very strong wrestler in Fagado, she was just able to have her way with her at times. She was doing a lot of good ground control against B in this fight. I mean, there were some moments where B was really controlling it with her striking, but they were kind of far in between. There was too many moments in the rounds. I'd say the first round and the second round where I felt like Fagado was just in there. Well, Ritu Fogat. I always call it Fagado, but it's Fogat. She's always taking her to the ground and keeping her there and controlling the ground, controlling her for like 2 to 3 minutes around. So, B's best work is in the beginning of the round and it's at the end of the round. So her striking moments are too far in between. So it was really hard for me to give her the first round and the second round. I don't know if any of y'all did see the fight, if y'all feel the same way, but let me see. I have some key points here too, just looking at the first round now. Like the first round, B did do some nice work. She did do some nice striking. She was controlling it with some good knees up the middle, jabs, straight left hands, good lateral movement. But eventually, Fogat, she was able to put that pressure on, land the right hand, land a knee to the body, take it to the ground, control. Then B gets back up, gets taken back down, and she's controlling her on the ground again in the guard. She's just putting that weight on her and, getting on her back and just using her all around better wrestling than B. So I said, man, like B, she had to find some way to push this thing to the fence and get back up quicker because let's say the first round she got controlled. She did get controlled by Fogat throughout the first round for like a good 2-3 minutes. Then of course she gets back up, lands some good shots, with some good knees up the middle. But I had to get that first round to Ritu, man. I'm just being honest. I just felt like Ritu Fogat just did enough. Then when you look at the second round, it was just the same type of deal. Like it was like the first minute, striking was controlled by Killer B again, just stepping side to side, doing good lateral movement, landing good punches, good kicks, good head kicks. Then all of a sudden, she lets her take her down again. She lets Fogat take her to the ground again, and then boom, she's controlling it. I'm just actually playing some of this stuff back now as I look at it. So hold on. There's just so many. Because I was asking some people yesterday, I was talking about it with a couple of people. They were like, I feel like B got a gift decision, and Fagado, she actually, did enough to win, which I can agree with, man. Hold on here, because I watched it Friday and I was kind of in and out on it, and after I had to go back and look, and I said, wait a minute, I said, B's really not doing enough work in there to take these rounds, Hang on one second. Ooh. Steven said we got something else to talk about too. Alpar versus Benitez replacing Edgar. Uh-oh. Yeah, we gotta talk about that, man. At bantamweight, even worse matchmaking. Wait a minute. At bantamweight, are we talking about the same Benitez? We talking about Lupita Benitez? Come on now. I know you talking about Lupita Benitez stamina at bantamweight. Even worse matchmaking. Oh my, what? Oh man, yeah, we got to say that one, man. We got to say that one for last, man, because that's already like that's already not rubbing me the right way, man. No, man. Look, that's like a 1-2, man. You just rocked me with that one, man. You just rocked me with that news. Dang. Oh wow. Oh man. But yeah, okay. Yeah, let me go back to this fight real quick. Yeah, Ritu Fogart, I think she just did a lot of good wrestling to control, the big center, the big in the center of the octagon, she was just keeping the fight there, and she was just controlling like the majority of the middle of the rounds. Whereas, like I said, B was doing her moments with her striking in the first part of the round, then she would end it nicely. Now the third round, I gave that straight up to Killer B. Killer B was just landing some good strikes. She was controlling the pace, and for one, Rita Fogart, she kind of gassed herself out because in that second and first round, she was doing a lot of like, wrestling and trying to put a lot of pressure on Killer B. And Killer B, I ain't gonna lie, her takedown defense was good in the second round because a couple of times, she was able to get back to her feet and she was able to really make Fogart work for these takedowns, really work to keep her down. So you got to give Killer B a lot of credit there too. Like the physical strength is there. So and the resistance is there. So she's making Fogart work. And Fogart, she's overexerting herself in these moments in the night. She's putting so much into the wrestling. Like when she gets into the guard of Killer B, she's not really landing a lot of effective shots too. So in the guard, keeping her pinned, but she's not landing a lot of big shots. In the first round, she landed a few good punches on Killer B, but in the second round, it wasn't. It was mostly her just putting the pressure on her and controlling it, which I had to give Fogart that second round. But yeah, the third round, Killer B did enough work to take that round. She just controlled the stand up. One takedown in the round from Fogart, and it was like the last 10 seconds, but she couldn't do anything with it. So I don't know, man. How I don't understand like how ONE FC they do their scoring because UFC, they score takedowns big. They score takedowns big versus striking. And this probably would have been a good moment for them to actually take a moment and look at what Fogart was actually doing in there. Because to me, I feel like Fogart was doing a better work. Uh-oh, Colton back here. I know Colton is, man. I know you are. Cole said he's happy for Andrea Lee. Oh boy. Shoot, I'm 0-3. I'm 0-3 from last night. I can't say nothing. It just all comes down to execution. Like I know what the fighters they have, but dang, man. Hey, look, Andrea Lee did her thing. I can't get mad at her, man. It was a excellent game plan that she utilized, man, for real. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee said Killer B and Andrea Lee. Yeah, man, Andrea Lee, she did it, man. But yeah, Killer B, she won the fight by split decision. I'm happy for her though because she said leading up to this fight, everybody felt like she was just like a stepping stone. She felt like everybody was thinking she was a just the underdog that wasn't going to come to perform, and she did. She did perform. I just felt like Ritu Fogart was doing a lot of control on the ground, and there were some moments where Killer B just couldn't get up off she couldn't get up off the mat. I mean, she did have her moments with the strike, and like I said, it's one of those fights that it just kind of goes. It's kind of what you favor. Do you favor stand up or do you favor the wrestling? Like, it might be a fight we have to do a live commentary on and actually kind of break it down, man. Because, like I said, one point I said, okay, Killer B is kind of winning. I could kind of see her taking that first round. But then when I watched it again today, I was like, nah, man, like I'm clocking the time myself, and I'm just like, yeah, Ritu Fogart is just controlling her. Like she's keeping the fight on the ground. She's got her on her back. There's not enough effective striking here, so it was just kind of too far in between. So yeah, it's just one of them fights, man. We got to kind of go back and just analyze, man. I mean, I could see, Fogat, she was a little upset. She was shocked. She was shocked, and I think the commentators were too because everybody was favoring her. Which that would have been one thing, yeah, if Killer B was like ahead. Then after that, everybody was still playing favorites, but you know, she just got to go back to the drawing board and be more effective with her strikes, man, and hope that works out for her because, like I said, ONE FC, their judges might they be favoring something different. So, Cole said, "I'm not trying to rub it in." It was nice to see her let go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. She let go in this fight for real. She did. She did. Mr. Lee said the expression on her face. Yeah, the expression on Fogat's face was like she was surprised, man. She was shocked, and like I was too. I was a little shocked. Like I knew that Killer B for sure. She took the third round, but the first two rounds, I was like, I think Fogat's back. She bagged him. I was like, Fogat's bagged him. It's over because she done got the wrestling in, and she just kept her pen and just got the work in. I was like, I think she feels she guaranteed, she bagged him and did enough to bag him. But hey, so yeah, that was the first part of the tournament. So man, I got to go back and we'll talk more about the next fight here because there was another fight on the card too. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'll watch it. We'll talk about it again probably this week. Let's see. Oh no, the other fight wasn't a strawweight fight. So yeah, we'll talk about that fight later. All right. Let's talk, man. Gina Mazzani versus Priscilla Cachoeira, though, man. Hey, Zombie Girl, she feasted, man. That's all I can say. Zombie Girl, she came in there, did her thing, man. I still feel like this is what I'll say. Okay, Priscilla Cachoeira, she still has that one thing, and that's that power. That's always going to save her in a fight. That and her relentlessness, that keeps her going. And she is truly the zombie. She keeps coming. You can hit her with your best shots. You can take her to the ground and try to muscle her or smother her. But the minute you let her up, she's still gonna keep coming and she's just gonna keep firing shots off. So I knew that going into this fight, that was gonna be her main focus, to always look for that puncher's chance. And I felt like Gina Mazzani just had the better skill set. But once again, this has kind of been a ongoing theme in the fights this weekend is gas tanks. I feel like Gina Mazzani just didn't have the gas tank to outlast her. She definitely had that. She definitely had the skill. She was out skilling, with the wrestling, but she didn't have the will. She couldn't outwill Priscilla Cachoeira. I got to give Cachoeira a lot of credit. Girl's got a chin. She'll walk through your shots. You know what? She wasn't even really having to walk through a lot of Gina's shots. Like Gina had the reach advantage in this fight, but Gina did not stick her jab out. She did not touch it. It was almost like she was over respecting the stand up and the power of Priscilla Cachoeira. She had the reach, but she wasn't using. She had like a 3.5-inch reach advantage, but she would not commit to sticking the jab out. She was like rangy. I'm talking Gina Mazzani was rangy. Unless she was going in for a takedown, she was like a mile away from Priscilla Cachoeira. So right there, I was like, all right, Zombie Girl's in her head because she knows the power's there. Priscilla Cachoeira is always going to have that power advantage, and she's always going to have that striking advantage because of the respect she's showing. She was over respecting. Like she was like pawing jabs out. Gina was pawing jabs out and just completely staying with her back to the cage, which was dangerous. So she gets clipped like a couple of times in the first round and, takes the fight to the ground and muscles her. She muscles it down, and this is her best bet. Stay in that half guard and get the work in, just try to hold her there and ride the rounds out, to try to get ground control because you're not going to win the stand up, right? So when they get back to the feet, Gina's got her back to the cage again, starts trading the zombie again, and she gets clipped like 1 or 2 times there. And I'm like, uh-oh, this is about it. Because this is my thing. I was like, okay, if you get into a brawl with Priscilla Cachoeira, you're done. You got to fight her purely off of skill. And when they went back to the corner, James Krause, he was like, "Oh, you took her best shots. You good? You took her best shots." I was like, "That don't mean anything, James." I was like, "No, man. Like, you take her best shot, and you take it again, and you take it again. What's gonna happen? You can get knocked out. You take it one time, that's luck. That truly is luck. You just gotta look. You got a warning. You got a warning shot. You know what I mean? You get the warning shot. But if you continue to take them type of shots, you get knocked out. And in that second round, after a shaky start, Gina Mazzani, she gets it to the ground again and really just trying to muscle and trying to pin Priscilla Cachoeira. But of course, Mike Beltran, the ref, he didn't like that, so he stood it back up. As soon as he stood it back up, I was like, I think this might spell the end for Gina. Something in my gut told me that. I was like, this spells the end for Gina, man. I was going for Gina, but I said this spells the end because he's not going to let this type of smothering go on for much longer. So she's going to control it with the stand up. What happens? Gets clipped, and she's just on wobbly legs the rest of the fight. That and a mixture of just overexerting herself from the wrestling. Um, Most wrestlers, when they get to the ground and they get in that top position or in that clinch, that's the time to like catch up on your breathing. And I don't think Gina Mazzani was doing that. I don't think Gina was really taking, she was taking, breathe in, breathe out. She wasn't taking her time, just trying to breathe at a steady pace. She was pressing so hard and trying, her damnness to get Priscilla Cachoeira in a position where she didn't have to worry about the power. That's why I think she was really anxious. Priscilla Cachoeira, her movement was anxious, like, I got to get her down. I got to keep her down because the power, she might knock me out. It wasn't like a time to just kind of rest. It wasn't a time to just kind of rest and say, okay, inside work, this is where we catch our breath. But no, like when she got separated, she was gassed. Yeah, Colton, she was gassed, man. And yeah, Lolita, yeah, Gina was running away. Yeah, Gina was she was way out there. She was way out there. Stamina said Priscilla's ceiling is low as hell, but in the small doses, her performances are their fun. The constant load up on that right hand would be ridiculed on any fighter. 8 in a row, I heard. Yeah, man. Um, and you can see it too. Like when Cachoeira had that right hand loaded up, like you could see how Gina was kind of on the outside and like trying to stay away from it, but she was moving to her left. She was moving in the direction of the right hand instead of to her right. If she would have moved to her right, she would have been safe. I won't say safe, but she would have been out of the way of it. So if she moved to the right, away from the right hand, and used her reach advantage, she could have, she could have pieced Priscilla Cachoeira up for real, you know. But you can't give that person that mental edge over you thinking about their power. So that's where she kind of failed in this fight, And again, like Colton said, she gassed hard. She gassed out. Um, she ate a big elbow. She ate a big elbow when she was in the guard of Priscilla Cachoeira. She was busted and just ate them shots and just got stopped. I mean, it was coming. She wasn't gonna make it out. She was not gonna make it out of that round. Like 10 seconds left, 9 seconds left. He had to stop it. It was over. It was over. I was kind of hoping she would have made it out or held on because that would have tied it up 1-1. But I think if it went into the third round, she really would have got hurt. She probably really would have got hurt because Priscilla Cachoeira, that's the zombie, man. She coming to eat. She coming to eat, man. Stamina said maybe Gina's tank is what it is as a result of cutting those extra. Yeah, I thought of that too, man. I thought of that too, cutting it 10 extra pounds. That's just not fully, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the body looks good. The body looks good, man. But yeah, it's like you said, like that's not necessarily mean it's good for fighting. It's physically it looks good, but for fighting, I don't know if it's gonna be good for a gas tank. Yeah. Cause yeah, cutting him at 10 extra pounds. Cause naturally, like Gina's not like a small woman either. She's not built like some of these straw weights. Gina is a little bit thicker. She was in that category with like Misha Tate and Kat Zingano whenever she was at 135 for so long. Coming down to 125 for her frame too. Something's gonna be sacrificed. Yeah. Yeah, some will be sacrificed. Bungalow said Priscilla was just happy to fight anybody but Valentina. You know it, man. Shoot, anybody that's going to get her a finishing bonus. You know that. You get that finishing bonus. Well, that's why she was hugged up on Dana, because she was like, "Look, thank you for upping this bonus to $75,000. Thank you for giving me somebody I can knock out." And she did that for real. Excuse me. Robert Henry, what's up, man? Robert Henry said Catchaware just needs the rest of the game to catch up with her power. No, sir. No, sir. That's what she need, but she just need them opponents. Um, she's actually going on record saying she wants a rematch. The fandom is like, nah, you really don't. Nah, you really don't. You don't, because that ladder is tough too, man. Because you got to think like, yeah, let's talk about that too. We done talked about fight. What's next for Priscilla Cachoeira? Um, Priscilla Cachoeira, like right now, she can still bag paydays as long as she's finishing on the level that she's on. Keep feeding her unranked fighters and keep feeding her like the 11 through 15, and we'll see. But 1 through 10, ah, like she wants to rematch with Valentina, but come on, I don't really see her beating all of the. It's really tough to see her beat. Let me see, out of the top 10, like I really can't see her beating, but maybe one or two people in the top 10. Honestly, I don't see her beating Jessica I. I don't see Catchware beating Jessica I. I'm, not a big Jessica I fan, but I'm gonna give her credit there, Colton. I know Colton hearing me there. So, uh, Jessica I can't see her beating her. Jennifer Meyer, Jennifer Meyer's got a chin and she's got boxing skill. Um, who else? Yeah, not even Lauren Murphy. Taylor Santos needs an opponent, but that's a step down for her. Nah, let's stop that talk. Taylor Santos needs a top 10. Yeah, we better stop. Taylor Santos needs a top 10. Uh, let's see. I don't know, man. Like we can give her some more unranked opponents. Give her Myra Buena Silva when she gets better off her back injury. Jillian Robertson, Priscilla Catchword versus Jillian Robertson. Courtney Casey. Yeah, but overall too, like I'm not gonna say I saw a great deal of change. Like this was like some big 180, like this brand new Priscilla Catchware. Like not at all. Like she's not a brand new Priscilla Catchware. All right, so she can still be beat from what I've seen, just off of the wrestling and off of good clinch work. But her being that zombie, how you kill a zombie, you got to take the head out, you got to take the head off, and that's the only way you're gonna beat her. Valentina Shevchenko, she showed you. Luana Carolina showed you. Molly McCann showed you. You know, so she can be beat. But my point is though too is that I haven't seen a great deal of change in her from the training. She was still showing holes in her game and still power dependent. All right, let me go back up here. Bungalow said there's a big payday for her in a rematch. Yeah. Yep, that's 75K, bro. Priscilla will fight Valentina. That girl is not afraid of anyone. Yeah, she would. She would definitely. She will fight her again, but it'd just be a lot of damage for her to take. I give her credit for that though. Bungalow said it would take her a full year to recover from total beatdown that Valentina gave. Yeah, because she's just open target. She's open season. Like I said, like you know how when you shoot a zombie over and over in the body and it just keeps coming. That's what Valentina's doing, except she's doing it to the head. And it's one of them tough zombies that won't go down. So that was like one time you've seen Valentina really just take her foot off of the defense and go straight for offense. Priscilla certain was a chatty Kathy in her post fight comments. Yeah, Robert Henry, that request for raising the bonus to 75. Tony Ferguson's part. Yeah, Priscilla had to recover from ACL injury or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, but I would match her up. I would match her up with any of the unranked fighters just to get a good fight. Just to get a good fight going. Who else? With Gina Mazzani, yeah, yeah. It was like you were saying, man. Like with the sacrifice of 10 pounds, that's going to be a part of your game plan. Like the the gassing out. You just got to find a rhythm to fight, kind of like Amanda Nunes. Like Amanda Nunes, her cardio's probably got a little bit better, but it's also in how she fights. Like she finds a certain rhythm and a pace to fight at. You just can't come in and overexert and blow your load in the first round. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Let's see: Casey Aldridge, Patello, Kim Agapova, Belbita, Leonardo. That's the level for exactly, exactly. Yep, yep. Man, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, those are great names right there for her to just get another 75,000 bonus. Because yeah, I haven't seen her nothing from this one fight. I haven't seen a change. I mean, shout out to her. She be bringing it though. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, if there's every day. At WMMA Zombie Apocalypse, yeah, you want the shooter, man. You got to have the shooter. Yeah, man. So yeah, let's jump to this third fight. Let's talk Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee, boy, Andrea Lee just got a panther skin on her floor. She got the panther. She laid out a panther skin rug on her floor. Let's be honest, y'all. Look, I was going for, I was picking Antonia Shevchenko. I picked her to win, but Andrea Lee came through. She came through as the hunter, and she hunted, and she skint her panther, and she laid out the rug. I know y'all ain't gonna like that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not an Andrea Lee fan, but that's just that's how I bring my analogies from when I'm talking fights. So some people might not like that, but it is true. Andrea Lee, she came in hungry. She wanted a trophy, and she got it. It's not the Shevchenko she wants and the one that we all know she can't get, but it's a trophy for her, especially after a 3-fight losing streak, right? So yeah, Andrea Lee, she gets it done in two. It definitely wasn't like, it wasn't a shocker. It wasn't a scenario. It wasn't a scenario I didn't see playing out at all. Because like I said, my keys to victory, I give her a lot of credit for her ground game. If anything, I was giving her a lot of credit for her ground game more so than her striking. Like I said, she has a nice jab, but her striking, she kind of abandons at times. But it was her takedowns, her judo throws, and her jujitsu in this fight that I'll never count out. It's just her bad execution. But in this fight, she completely executed well. I got to give her a lot of credit. Like she had her way with her in these takedowns. She really did. Hold on real quick. Let me see what you're saying. Bungalow said that was a fight that made Dana say that idiot referee would never work a UFC fight again. The fight would have been stopped at least 4 times, but he let her take that terrible beating. Right? Yeah, yeah. The catch wear fight. Lolita said I'm at work hungry, but probably wait until I get out to eat. Oh shoot. Oh, hold on. Rob Henry having flashbacks about the fight. Hey. It was a good fight though, man. I can't lie. Cannot lie, man. It was a good fight. Hold on. I wanted to pull up some little key points I had typed out about the fight. I just want to go back and talk about it real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna torture you, Robert, with these key points here, because I'm gonna do that. We're gonna talk about how she dismantled Antonina Shevchenko. It's only fair, man. I'm just talking to fight. So here go your flashbacks. Hold on. Let me pull up my key points here. Shoot, where is it? I watch these fights. I be like jotting stuff sometimes, and I don't mind. I'll be typing stuff on my computer here. Let me see, y'all. But yeah, her grappling was like very, very fluid this time. She was actually switching from triangle to armbar and just overall physically strong, man. Like, Robert Henry said, "Hey, have you talked about Chookagian fight yet? Because I can step out until you move on to the next time." No, I haven't talked about it yet. I haven't talked about that fight yet. All right, before I start here, let me see what y'all talking about. Okay, Andrea Lee's takedowns look great. They did, man. They did. They look great. Physically strong. She was just tossing, ragdolling. Andrea Lee's takedowns look really great. I thought I was looking at Valentina. Yeah, that's the thing. She looked more like her sister than her. Where are we at? Sorry, y'all. Okay, Lee did her thing. I enjoy watching it. I did too. I enjoy watching. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Andrew Lee, but I'm a fan of good fights, and she really executed this time. Oh, you said I didn't enjoy watching it. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed watching the fight. I mean, it was just a good fight. I mean, yeah, that's true. All the fighters with all the veterans that are a little bit more dedicated to their style, they will they will they will beat her. They will beat her. But it's not. I know we don't make excuses in this game, but Antonina really wasn't even on the Andrea Lee level, if that makes sense. Like it pretty much showed those key points, like fencing points. Hold on, they're coming. I was worked watching Lee versus Shevchenko. Easy on the Valentina comparisons. Yeah, like yeah, it wasn't none. Like I mean, just like the judo, just how she showed the strength. But yeah, I'll abandon that there. The Caitlyn fight was sick. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. Don't worry. All right, where are my key things here? Yeah, so Andrea Lee, first off, man, how she controlled this fight with her stand up was very impressive. She came out with the fast pace. She was throwing head kicks right off top, really trying to control the pace. And Antonina had some good moments. Her one twos were sharp. Her counter punching was good. She had some good counter punching, but there was really nothing after that. It was kind of like, what are you going to do after the counter punching? Like, are you going to start your tie clinch early, or are you going to go back down like Valentina does and establish a leg kick? Once you land a good 1-2 or 1-2-3, you should end it with a leg kick, kind of like Valentina does. If you're going to play counter punching, and to me, I just feel like she was kind of fighting behind Andrea Lee. She was letting Andrea Lee lead the dance. Andrea Lee was just controlling the pace, shooting her right hand up the middle. She cracked Antonina a few times. Um, Nice left hook she established. She started landing a good left hook over the top. Then she would go back to sticking her jab out, just really outworking Antonina. Like Antonina was having good striking moments, but it wasn't until she got into that tie clinch. And this is what I was saying, man. Like Andrea Lee, I think I said it to you, Robert Henry. I was talking about how like I can't remember what I told, but I was like, I saw like these openings that Andrea Lee had. It was pissing me off because Antonina wasn't exposing them. Like there were good times where Antonina should have been shooting like the teep kick to the body because the body's wide open. And I think Andrea Lee, her body is ripped, but when she starts eating shots to her breadbasket, like right up the middle, that's how you gas her out. So she did the next best thing. She went into those tie clinches and was landing some nice knees to Andrea Lee's body. Like you could see that the knees were hurting the body. When she was landing those good knees to the body, they were working. They were working. And once she let Andrea Lee break free, though, she was letting her control that pace again. She was just controlling it from the outside. Um, landed her right hand. But then, man, it was this combination. It was a head kick and that left hook. Like I almost felt I did feel bad for Antonina because when she ate that head kick and that left hook, she was rocked. And I ain't gonna lie, I think a lot of people they felt almost, a lot of Valentina fans, they kind of felt like they were looking at Valentina. But I keep telling people like they're two different fighters. Like, don't compare them. Like, this is Antonina, and that's Valentina. You know what I mean? So when she got hit with that left hook, I was just like, wow. She was you can see she was in another world right there. She didn't expect it to come on like that. Andrea Lee went in for that clinch, took it to the ground, and in that top position, this is where she showed her strength. That full guard. Excuse me, she was on top of that closed guard of Antonia Shevchenko, and Antonia Shevchenko on her back really looked lost to me. She just really looked lost. She didn't have any way to escape at that point, and this is where Andrea Lee really showcased her jiu-jitsu. She's very good. Brown belt, um, physically strong. Working with Tisha Torres, that's definitely kind of rubbed off on her, and she controlled it, man. That closed guard, she really did. She landed hammer fist. Sometimes I'd be wondering, like, the way these girls they fight Antonina, it's like they're kind of taking it out, like they acting like it's Valentina sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, since they can't beat Valentina, it's almost like they're taking it out on Anthony Shevchenko. That's just me. I don't know. Like Andrea Lee didn't ever fight this hard before. Like she didn't fight as hard against Roxanne or against JoJo or some other fighters I can't name right now. But yeah, it was just like it's like they take it out on her or something. Like that's why I was like, you got to come back and Anthony Shevchenko. You got to really, really be more than just a Muay Thai fighter in there. You got to have that next level and execute a better Thai clinch into this world of MMA. The same Muay Thai. You got to turn this thing. You got to think on the fly. Like after the Thai clinch, you got to end it with leg kicks. You got to lead. Even if you want to be the counter punch, you got to lead in there. All right, let's talk about this second round. I know it's gonna hurt Robert. Hold on. Andrea Lisa did a good job of surprising Antonina with a strike. She did. She did, man. Anthony had the right idea with the body shots. Exactly. Yes, yeah, she did. She did. The body, the knees, they were great. They were great. Let me go back up here. Stamina said, hold on, what did Bungalow said? Oh, Lolita, hold on. Lolita said, what's in store for Antonina? We'll see. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a minute. Antonina drops in the rankings, but we'll get some more fights. Oh, we're gonna talk about her, man. Hold on. Antonina frustrates the F out of me because she almost never goes first. But she's not accurate with the counters as her sister. Punches were pretty damn sloppy and fat. Yeah, they were. Um, she's tall and rangy, but it's almost like she doesn't know how to home in with those shots, man. Yeah, like I was frustrated because she was letting her lead the dance. I'm like, you're the Muay Thai fighter. Why are you not committing to these counter punches early? Like you got a straight left hand that's money. But no, you're letting Andrea Lee push you back, jab you straight up the middle, head kicks, left hook over the top, and these exchanges. Like Antonina Shevchenko in those exchanges, her head was straight up. So Andrea Lee was landing with ending combinations with a nice left hook. So she was taking full advantage of that stiff upper body. That's why I still say Alexa Grasso and like Rose Namajunas, they're like the better fighters that came from boxing, or they're the better boxers in WMMA. Just because they know how to transition it better, man. Yeah, it was a little frustrating. Like I said, good fight, but it was frustrating. Attempt counter air ball, get lit up, story of the fight. That's true. I'm gonna leave that there for a minute. Love for Valentina transfers to Big Sister. Yeah. Andrew, my question is the fight really in Antonina, or does she do it because her sister wants her to? Mm, that might be a topic for a video, Lolita. I don't know. Before I answer that, that's something I have to think about. Like, I got to go back and just kind of look at their relationship and their interviews together and just like how they fight on their own and go back and look at their records and like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the fight is in her, but fighting in the same division as your sister is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Kind of hard, man. All right. So that second round, man, Andrea, she went back into just putting that pressure on Anthony Shevchenko. And this was crazy. Like when Angela threw that back fist, I saw like Anthony try to go in for that takedown, but she went for her back and she got tossed, boy. Angela tossed her. Then she tossed her again. You know, she did that judo toss, threw her down, and from there it was just like over, man, because when she got her in that side control, Antonina, she went straight for that crucifix, just how like Valentina did to Andrade. You know, she got locked in that crucifix, but she got out, so she transfers from a crucifix to a triangle, then transitions from that triangle to an armbar position. And from there, like, it was almost just like, oof, like tough to watch because she kept Antonina in that position for like 3 minutes, over 3 minutes, just locked in with a triangle, man. It was like, whoa, like Antonina really doesn't know what to do here. You know, she doesn't know what to do in this position. She's got her locked in this triangle. She's eating elbows. Um, it's pretty much at Andrea Lee's disposal on what she wants to do. Is like, do I just want to beat her or do I want to submit her? And Andrea Lee, you know, she's not gassing out here. You know, she's really using her legs in its tough position, but it was more so just shocking on how Antonina just could not get out of this triangle. Like riding around out didn't help. You know, that just kind of shows you how strong Andrea Lee really is, you know, because she was able to keep this position for 3 minutes, you know, and then finally it was just like Antonina, um, there was a point where she got hit in the head with an elbow too, and I just saw like Antonina just kind of like cover her top of her head. I was just like, wow, she's eating these shots, and you know, Andrea Lee just pulled a Nunez how she did to Megan Anderson, just extended that arm and made her tap, man, made her tap. And I was, you know, like I said, I was a bit surprised on how she was able to take her to the ground so fast. But when it got to the ground, I knew that it would favor Andrea Lee more so. It was just, I didn't think Antonina would get this badly dominated, especially on the feet, too, man. Like every shot was really shaking Antonina up, you know? So that's why when I did my keys to victory, it was really tough trying to say where Antonina would have her advantage. Because let's be honest, where is her advantage? Would it really be on the feet or would it be on the ground against anybody? You know, can we really say that? I don't know. Because she hasn't really transitioned her Muay Thai and her stand up over to this game well, right? And on the ground against these physically stronger fighters like Andrea Lee or even Roxanne Modafferi and Kaylin Chookagian, she's not going to last. Definitely not going to last against Taylor Santos or even Miranda Maverick, you know? So that's my thing. It's just like there really is no well-roundedness there. Like it's hard to even say she's one-dimensional, man. Like I don't know. Like she's just lacking in uh what's the word, man? She's just lacking in assertiveness. Like I don't see any assertiveness and killer instinct from Antonina Shevchenko. We talk about Alexa Grasso's kill switch, but where's Antonina's? Huh? You know, I know y'all fans Valentina. I'm a fan of the style too, but I'm a fan of how she fights. But I mean, we talking about her sister. Where's the kill switch? Tell me. Where is it, man? Bungalow said it was hard to watch. Yeah, man. A bit hard to watch after a while, I know. Antonina does MMA because she kind of got hit in the plateau and more time. She goes to 135. She gets effed up even faster for not having good scrambles, ground game, and maximize a slim frame. Oh, yeah, man. Imagine what Macy Chason would do to her, man. Like Macy, you know, just the lower ranks, the number 9 Macy, what she would do. Sarge. Sarge is taking it straight to the ground and gonna take her to school, man. Like Sarge would submit her. Sarge would end it. Sarge gonna end it. Um, who else? Yana, Ketlin, them naturally bigger girls, man. Angela was fighting in her home state of Texas too. Yeah, that's a plus too. I mean, as far as getting you amped up, Mr. Lee, it works. Yeah. You said Andrea Lee and oh, y'all share the same birthday. That's two Lees then. Are you sure you're not her are you not related to her? Are you her twin? Lolita said, I think Antonina might have a bit different direction she wants to go, but if she would take her husband and then would train Valentina, that spinning back elbow is great. Yeah. Shevchenko has less tenacity than even Grasso. You can't. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm looking at kill switches and I'm looking at like the ferociousness, I think you can bring that out of Grasso at least. But when I see Shevchenko fight, it's like everybody just bullies her. Like you can't bully Grasso in there. Like Grasso will take you to school. You know, Grasso will take you to school. She will put it on you. Um, she just has her moments where she doesn't jump on an opponent, but overall, she's still coming to win. You know, when Shevchenko fights, it's like the body language. It's not fully committed to, putting the fist through somebody's face like you're supposed to. You know, that's the mind frame. When you throw the fist, you're supposed to be trying to throw that thing through somebody's face. So, I mean, from here, definitely knock down the rankings. I mean, after that loss, I don't know who Anthony Shevchenko could beat in the top 15. Like just because of the lack of, like I said, the tenacity, like you said, stamina, and just a lack of lack of killer instinct. I don't know. Who else? Let's see. Well, let's talk Andrea Lee. You know, Andrea Lee's going to advance back up in the top 10. Maybe Andrea Lee can fight Taylor Santos. She needs an opponent. I'm not really looking at the rankings, so I'm just kind of going off top. Andrea Lee could fight Taylor Santos. She could fight the winner of Macy Miranda. That would be a good fight. That would be a real good fight. So we'll see. I mean, throw some names out there. Who's next for Andrea Lee? What you think? What do you think? All right, so we're gonna jump over to this last fight. Let's talk this last fight. Oh wait, Mr. Lee said he never heard of her until yesterday. Oh, for real? Damn, was it that? Is it yesterday? Damn. All right. Well, I'm thinking here. Dang, yes, you just heard of her yesterday. Wow. I'm sure you. I thought you might have heard of her the other day. We were talking about a live stream. You know, maybe you were in a live stream a couple of days ago. We've been talking about her for a while over here. Yeah, TJ 347. She started too late, and her heart was never in it. Antonina was never going anywhere in the UFC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I don't see it in her, man. Like I don't see it in her that she really needs to well, not needs to. I don't see it in her that she wants to perform at the level of like a Valentina. So, again, they're two different people, but when people hear that Shevchenko name, they're ready to uh, put them in the same boat, which they kind of are technically. I mean, they're in the same training camp, right? So you would think that would kind of rub off on people. So Colton said, give somebody out of the top five. Someone out of the top five. Let's see. Who would give her a top five? Jessica I? We can do Jessica I. Let's do Jessica I versus Andrea Lee. Or Cynthia Calvillo then. Either one of those. Marcus Bell, what's up? He said Priscilla beat up Gina like she was fighting over TV. Robert said, I'm so sure how big of a turnaround this is for Andrea Lee, but she was working out with Tisha Torres, so she may make a similar comeback. Yeah, yeah, she might. She helped her kill that 3 fight losing streak. She killed her 4 fight losing streak, so she killed her 3 fight losing streak. So that would be, it's probably a plus. Tisha Torres is pretty chill. She's probably a good person to train with for. So Cole said Calvillo. Calvillo, yeah. I don't know though. I would like to see her fight the winner of Macy and Miranda, just because Miranda wanted that winner of that fight. I would have to go with Miranda in that fight against Andrea Lee, though. I think she's better on the ground. I think she's a lot better on the ground. Um, let's see. Of course, below leader, she didn't call anybody out. They don't never call nobody out. Of course, Miranda called people out. She's called some names out. So Seven said, "Don't give her a top 5." Yeah, we ain't gonna give her a top 5. Okay, we ain't gonna give her a top 5. Like I said, I would rather Miranda versus Miranda Macy winner. That would work. Because you got to remember, yeah, she's coming off a 3 fight losing streak too, man. Still something that needs to be proven in that, man. Right? So if Miranda beats Macy, then Miranda versus Andrea Lee would be a good fight, and then that fight should put Miranda versus Andrea Lee should put the winner in the top 10 or near, yeah, like number 10 or something like that. Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, let's jump to this next fight. Did Priscilla call out De La Rosa? Did I hear that right? Did she? Yeah, Miranda. I don't know. I'll go back and look at that. Well, De La Rosa got to get past Ariane Lipsky first, so she got to wait her turn. Yeah, man. If Priscilla wants De La Rosa, I mean, that would be a bloody fight, but she got to let her get past Ariane. I mean, the Ariane can pull out a fight or something. No, she's still in there, right? Yeah, I got to go back and listen. I didn't hear that part. Robot Chicken said Miranda needs to be careful. Power. Yeah, she does carry that power. Yeah, it's the power too, man. You gotta be out of the pocket. You gotta stay away from that. Cole said Montana can beat Lipsky. She could, but will she? I mean, this right here says it all, right? I guess she won another $75,000 bonus, so you know how it is. But yeah, let's jump to this last fight, y'all. This is the one fight that Robert Henry been waiting to talk about. All right, Caitlin Chookagian versus Viviana Araujo. This was probably the fight that I was least shocked about. This was the least one I was shocked about how it went. I was more shocked about Gina Mazzani, and even then, like I said, it was always the punches changed. Like, not a great deal of shock, but I was more shocked than how Caitlin is able to beat Viviana Araujo. Antonina versus Andrea Lee, wasn't shocked about it. Wasn't as shocked. But Caitlin versus Viviana Araujo, let's be real. My pick was close decision for Viviana Araujo. because, like I said, the first round will play out like it did. There's going to be Caitlin Chookagian throwing hands of all speeds, and not necessarily going to be painful, but they're going to be touching you. And I'll say this again, man. She's like a Michael Nunn or Joe Calzaghe in there of the WMMA world, man. She just continues to baffle you with her speed, accuracy. I won't even say like accuracy, but like, well, yeah, she has accuracy. She just doesn't have power. Like, it's not like great accuracy, but it's just the fact that she's going to touch you. It's more so her gas tank, her flurries, her work rate, and her IQ. Like, it's not great speed. It ain't even like Manny Pacquiao speed. It's just like this type of flurry that comes and you can't get past it. Like, it must be effective. We can't knock it because how many top 10 fighters have lost to her aside from the champion? I mean, the champion got her out of it. The champion went in there and made it look like nothing. But the top 10, the rest of the top 10, it's always like, this girl's, I can't beat her. I can't beat her. What do I do? That's almost what it looks like when you fight Caitlin. The only ones who really disrespected Caitlin and won were, besides Valentina, was Jessica Andrade. And the Jessica I fight was close. So I kind of gave that to Caitlin. I felt like Caitlin did win that fight. But even her, she had the key on how to disrespect and land good punches and press her back. Viviane Araújo here, man. First off, I will say some people feel like Viviane Araújo did enough to win this fight, which I could see, but I could see where she let it slip too. I definitely see where she let it slip because the first round, I will say Viviane Araújo did win the first round in my eyes, but I also saw where she let it slip because she started letting Caitlin pile up points and touch her too much in that last part of the first round. Second round, of course, Viviane Araújo did win that round, but third round was all Caitlin. That tiebreaker came, it was all Caitlin. So I can look at it and say I gave it to Viviane Araújo, but at the same time, I'm agreeing with the judges because I know where she let it slip. Like, it was not a perfect fight for Viviane Araújo at all. First round, again, like, she landed the better, harder punches, but it was too far in between. And, Caitlin Chookagian just continued to touch her, like front kick, jab, 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 touching her. And, she's landing. Not every shot is going to like rattle her or bust her up, but, they are touching you. You got to score them, right? Second round, that was not Valentina, but that was Viviane's best round. Much more aggressive, using her physical strength, taking the fight down, just better work. But it's that gas tank, man. Like I said, gas tank is gonna come into play. And going into that third round, this girl was breathing hard, man. I've never seen anybody aside from Claudia Gadelha breathe that hard, like in a fight. Like, her and Claudia Gadelha, man. Like, I think, who has the worst gas tank? Let's talk. Tell me in the comment section while I talk about the fight. Who's got the worst gas tank, Claudia or Viviane Araújo? But yeah, back to the fight. Third round was just her at her most Michael Nunnis. You know what I mean? She was just touching, landing, swelling the eye of Viviane Araújo a little bit. Viviane was like swinging wild, swinging out of range. She wasn't trying to set anything up. No leg kicks. I don't know, man. That power, like, there's no power there, but it's almost like it's just like a disruptor because when she touches you, she's gone. She's touching you, she's gone. She's out of the angle. She touches you, she's out of the way. She's gone. Combinations, move, side, and that's not good for a fighter with no tank. Going back to like Joanna and Claudia Gadelha, their first two fights, Claudia Gadelha versus Joanna versus Claudia, that's a good example because, Joanna's a point fighter. She can go for days in 5 rounds. She'll take you there into deep waters. And that was Caitlin's plan, use her IQ and take her into deep waters. And she did that, man. Like I said, I gave, let me see my scorecard here. When I first watched it, because I was doing stuff while I was watching, but I gave Vivian the first round and I gave her the second round. And I gave Caitlin the third round. So yeah, technically I did give it to Vivian, but when the score was read, I was like, I could see that. I could see that because Vivian didn't do a great deal of dominant work in the first round to secure it. That was kind of a up in the air round where it's all in what you look at. Do you like accurate punches or do you like work rate? Do you like quality over quantity or vice versa? That's what it kind of came down to in the first round. Again, Vivian won the second. Caitlin took the third. One judge must had, I don't know what he had. I don't know what he had in front of his face, but one judge had it 30-27. I don't agree with that at all. Caitlin did not sweep it like that. 29-28, 29-28. I was like, okay. Yeah. So no 30-27, but technically, yeah, I had it, but I don't really feel like arguing about, them picking Caitlin to win because it was like she just let it go, like felt like Vivian won, but it's too much of a too much. She left too much to be argued back and just too many stones unturned, man. Let's see here. Let me go back up. Y'all were answering my question here. Robot Chicken said, Chookagian fights like Neil Magny. Yeah, I mean, it was effective on Jeff, right? Yeah, it was effective on him, man. Like he was touching him all night, just worked. Robot Chicken said blonde fighter got cardio for days. Yeah, man, she's got cardio, bro. And that's what it's all about. Like the reason she has good cardio too is one, she doesn't really sit down on the punches enough. So when the low fuel light came on in the second round, I knew it wasn't gonna go Arujo's way. Hey, there is a gas shortage right now, man. I think that's why everybody's gassing out. There's been this gas shortage out here where I'm at. So Robert Henry said, "Stop it, stop it." She missed the gassed out Arujo like 12 times, and most of those strikes is what she hits Vivian's face. She missed 12 times, right? But how many did she land, and how many did Vivian land? That's the question, Robert. Like she may have missed her 12 times, but did Vivian hit her back when she missed? All right, so the question, Robot said Claudia has worse gas tank. Gas tank. Claudia's gas tank is a Tesla. No gas tank needed. Gas. Yeah, Claudia's gas tank is the worst. I don't know, cause I want to see what Vivian her gas tank look like in a 5 round. Claudia hasn't been connected to a supercharger network in a while. Well, everybody says Claudia's is, but I mean, I was gassed out looking at Vivian. I don't know about y'all. Oh yeah, okay. Stamina said Caitlin won round 3 only from this seat. Whatever. Arujo defeats herself before her opponents do in every show, and she needs to put the road work in urgently. Otherwise, she's toast. Or it might, you know, that, and she needs to maybe trim down on the muscle, man. Like, a girl got big traps and big ass arms. Like, maybe she needs to cut down on some muscle mass. All right, so everybody thinks Claudia's gas tank is worse. Yeah. All right, slow down here. Let's see. Robert said, I think Claudia is slightly worse. Yeah, it's close, man. Everybody thinks hers is, but I wonder why Priscilla would think if she thinks Montana, she would rank number 15. Oh, Bungalow said, "Well, there is a gas shortage." That's why I said. That's why I said there is a gas shortage, man. I I was low on gas the other day. One judge had two margaritas, a bottle of Long Island, and three of Mike's Hard Limit. I know, man. That judge, I was like, "What are you doing, man? 30-27. It was not that close, man." Claudia beats your favorite fighter. That's all I gotta say. She can't beat. I don't. She can't even beat JoJo, man. Claudia Gadelha can't even beat JoJo. Claudia Gadelha gets worked by JoJo. Lapita will take a short notice fight at 135. I know, Marcus. We're gonna talk about that, and Stamina brought that up in the beginning. We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll get to that. um, Chooks won't have an endless gas tank the next time she get hit hard and stuff. Good point you brought up, man. I'm glad you brought that up, Robert, because that was like my key to victory, and I would have been screaming in Vivian's face. I would have been like, "Why are you not hitting the body?" What did we talk about? My keys to victory. We talked about the body, right? Why are you not hitting this girl in the stomach? Like, take her legs away by hitting her in her stomach. Like, puncture that gas tank. Siphon that gas out of there. Like, why are you letting her continue to dance circles around you? The girl's got legs, so why are you not trying to puncture that gas tank? Vivian Rujo was like, she really showed like her level of lack of IQ in this fight, lack of IQ and lack of cardio. I was like, yo, like, come on, like, take this girl out. Go to the body, leg kicks. That's what I wanted to bring up. No leg kicks from Vivian in this fight. It's crazy because we say she won, but we're tearing her down so much on this performance. No cardio, no leg kicks, and just kind of a lack of IQ, right? So it was just all around a performance. Like, even if she did get the controversial win or whatever you want to call it, let's say if it did go Vivian's way, we would have been ripping her apart, right? We've been ripping apart. But with that, man, I think this loss was a blessing in disguise for Vivian Araujo, because imagine if she did get this decision and she got a title shot. What would have happened? That's my next question. That's my next question for y'all. What would have happened if Vivian Araujo was awarded this fight and she got a title shot? What would happen in that title fight? Answer that question for me. That's why I'm not really mad that she lost, because it was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. So tell me what would happen if she got past Caitlin after seeing this performance. Robert Henry said I'm about to do a direct words in Caitlin video where I attempt to talk her into retirement just a few days earlier. You ain't gonna talk her into retirement, man. She's the gatekeeper, man. Look, she ain't going nowhere, Robert. I mean, until she gets the baby pushed out, or she's ready to put that baby in, she ain't going nowhere. Yeah, TJ. I can't believe she's in the pound for pound rankings. I was looking at that. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just looking at what y'all is. Yeah, I'm just letting that come in. Okay, here we go. So Marcus said Vivi would get murked. Exactly. Lolita said it isn't. There's a gas shortage. There's a shortage of qualified drivers. Not anyone can drive a gas truck. Colton said it would be a Jessica I kick moment. Probably be a busted up, bloody moment. I know that. TJ said if Vivi won and got a title shot, it wouldn't have ended any different. She would have gotten whooped just like she will 2 years from now. Yep, yep. Vivi to go 5 rounds in a title fight is too much. Bungalow said she be fed to a Shevchenko wood chipper, and that's the nicest way you can put it, right? I love Vivi, but she would have lost to Val faster than Andrade. Yeah, Valentina would KO her in the third. No way she would make it to the championship rounds. Mr. Lee says that a rhetorical question. Yeah, what would happen? Yeah, yeah, what would happen? Yeah, feel free to answer. That's my thing. It's like that's why I wasn't really mad that she lost. I was just like, okay, that's just a time for her to go back to the drawing board because now, like, if she would have got the win, she would have been saying, "Oh, I'm ready for Valentina. I got the win, no matter how it looked." And then you would have got the title shot, and then you would have wound up, getting really, really beat. Caitlin even called it straight in the media interview. She said outright that Vivi has cardio. Yeah, she did. I saw that one. She said she had a better IQ, and she said her cardio was better. Yeah, I saw that. TJ said people act like timing matters. These girls aren't on Val's level, so it doesn't matter when you put them on. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's I can't argue with that. Man. Can't argue with that. I'm just saying, like, I'm glad she didn't, man, because at least maybe she could save her, next few years on Earth a little bit better. Yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, you're right though, man. Because I said it myself, TJ. I said it the other day, man. I was like, Valentina is here. She's on the mountaintop, and the other top 10 contenders are in the abyss. You know what I mean? They're like they're somewhere on land or below land. So yeah, I mean, yeah, timing really, in a technical standpoint, yeah, you got to give people the time. You know what I mean? But like when we really, 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 really know and have an eye for it, it's like, yeah, like I don't even think a Caitlyn win would do her justice, even if she did dominate Caitlyn. Yeah, Valentina the baby. Now that you beat Chookagian, you know what I'm gonna do to you, right? You lucky that didn't happen. Will Vivian have a better fight with Valentina in 2023 than she would in 2021? It's possible. When you put it like that, like it could be possible. Like if you're taking the right approach in the meantime. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Like it might go one round more. In the absence of a threat, we can still hope for competitive or at least entertainment. So as long as fighters give a good account of themselves, the rest is whatever. Right. Yeah. Like when you really know and you want to give the person a chance, hoping the person gets ready, they can prepare for it somewhat. And then you age that fighter out too, Valentina, like it's a part of the game. Like you wait a couple more years. Timing can be everything because Father Time is the worst fighter's enemy, you know what I mean? So you age Valentina out, then you might be able to take advantage of certain things, reflexes or stamina, or the legs. So it might be that time. You never know. Like 2021, no, but like 2023, that could be the time when she might be a little bit stronger or the power. Or like I said, Valentina could be a little bit older there. So you never know, man. Mark said if Jillian wins her next fight in SUG, she gets a title shot. Wow. Basing her wins off of underground submission now. Dang. Bolo said Val is probably good for another 4 to 5 years. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we got to take them fight by fight. Like I can't guarantee that. Well, yeah, you said probably too. So, yeah, I could say I can't say I can't say. I just can't say. 4 to 5 years, that's a long time. I just take it year by year. I can't say 4 to 5 years because I don't know what comes up in the division, and I don't know what might happen to her. You know, Robot Chicken said Jillian's terrible on the feet. Yeah, yeah, got to work on that game, man. Um, so yeah, so from here, Vivian, she probably won't fight another fighter in the top 10. Vivian might get back in there with Cynthia Calvillo or Jennifer Maya, Caitlin Chookagian. I don't know. Like, she's just gonna continue to shatter dreams. She continues to shatter these dreams, man, with her style. But let's talk about that Lupita Benitez deal. Hold on, let me pull this news up. Y'all keep bringing up this bad news. I should be blocking y'all. God, man, 135. What? We're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna talk about her fighting 135. Then we're gonna talk about her frame and how she looked in her last fight. Oh man, let me see. All right, so who is she fighting again? Who is Lupita Benitez fighting? She's stepping in for Stephanie Egger, right? Somebody send me a link or something. Hold on, I can pull it up. What do we got? What do we got? I don't see anything. So what is the deal? All right, Stamina. So you brought this up, Stamina. So who was she fighting again? Who was she stepping in to fight? Maybe I have to pull it up from here. Oh, there you go. Thanks. Hold on. 1 second. All right, let's see. Pull this link up. All right. Okay, so the news in, y'all. Stephanie Egger's out. Sarah Alpar will now fight Lupita Benitez at UFC event this week, May 22nd. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, somebody's already doing a comparison too. So yeah, we're gonna do that right now. All right, all right, y'all. So Sarah Alpar, originally supposed to fight Stephanie Egger, is now fighting Lupita Benitez, who y'all know. Lupita Benitez is a strawweight, former LFA strawweight champion. Lupita Benitez is taking on Sarah Alpar, who is 135. Right? Let's go ahead and compare them. I can't believe they couldn't find nobody better than that. I mean, as far as up close to that weight. So Stephanie Egger, 135 also. So that's a solid bantamweight fight. So instead of trying to reach out for another bantamweight, they grab a strawweight to fight this Saturday coming up. Wow. I'm like, wow, okay. That's my first reaction because Stammer told me now, but now just I'm actually reading it. I'm like, damn, man, come on. Like, that's the best they could do. You know, I wonder if they could have made like a catch weight deal, man, because this is crazy. 130. I mean, it's on week notice now, but dang. Oh, Lolita, she's fighting Sarah Alpar. Sarah Alpar, she was on the contender series a while back, and since then, she's had one fight, and she lost to Jessica Rose Clark, and that was last year. So it's her first fight back. So maybe they're thinking this is going to be kind of a good step in fight for her, which I still don't agree with. Sarah Alpar, um, is still a bigger fighter than her. So I don't know. I just don't know, man. Like, what are they on a shortage for bantamweights? They can't find nobody else near 135. Like, they can't find like any of the unranked fighters to take on Lupita right now. I mean, not Lupita, but take on Sarah Alpar. I mean, Lupita Benitez, I know she wants to get back in there and fight. I know she didn't like the way her fight went against Jessica Panay, but still, man, like, why jump in here and take this fight right away? I mean, I'm sure she probably walks around near 135 because she's short girl, but she's not like a, uh, she's a short girl, but she's not really thin. She does have some weight to her. But let's match them up, man. Now that this is going down, let's see. So first off, Sarah Alpar, she's 5'4", 63-inch reach, and Stephanie Edgar, her original opponent, is 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. So yeah, she's matched up with her at 135. And let's see, Lupita Benitez is stepping in at 5'2" with a 63-inch reach. 5'2" and 63-inch reach. So they both have the same reach advantage, 2-inch height advantage for Sarah Alpar. So on paper, it might not look that big, but Sarah Alpar, she's been fighting at a heavier weight from what I can see. She's been fighting at a heavier weight for longer. You see some of her fights here. Because I know she's only fought once in the UFC, and she lost that fight against Jessie Jess. And what was that fight? Was that fight at 125, I think? No, it was at 135. And yeah, since then, I mean, she hasn't really done much. So, I mean, on paper, doesn't look like a big threat, but I mean, it just doesn't really seem right that that's just the only fight they can really find for her, for Sarah Alpar. And then Lupita Benitez taking this fight right off top. I'd rather see Lupita Benitez just try to stay in and the 115, just stay in your own division. Take a short notice fight at 115, maybe even 125, but don't try to jump up to 135 because, yeah, 5'2", this is going to kind of be like, it'll be different because the size difference isn't there. Like, y'all remember the Bea Malecki and Veronica Macedo fight? That fight looked like, that fight just looked ridiculous, man. Bea Malecki and Veronica Macedo, that one just had that weird. It was just such a weird size difference, and Bea Malecki needs to be a featherweight, and then you got this girl here that came in at bantamweight, just looking uncoordinated in the fight, coming in at 135. Veronica Macedo did, so it kind of reminds me of that. But this fight here, like Sarah Alpar, I'm just like, y'all need to find another bantamweight out there. There's so many bantamweights that they could find. Like, shoot, bring Tanisha Tennant in for this. Tanisha Tennant's fight just got, Tanisha Tennant's fight, her fight got canceled. Her fight got pulled because her opponent, Hope Chase, pulled out. So this is another perfect time they could have pulled Tanisha Tennant in to fight a fellow contender fighter in Sarah Alpar. This would have been a perfect time to do that. I don't know, man. Yeah, like my thoughts on it, I don't like it. I don't like that idea, man. Having Lupita fight at 135. I mean, she's taking the fight, but I don't like that idea. Um, at 5'2", I just don't think she has the size, the frame for this weight class. Again, even though Sarah Alpar is not really like a big threat at bantamweight, she still has that experience at the higher weight and strength advantage. Yeah, the same reach and all, but still, like, this girl is a little bit going to come in a little bit stronger and more naturally heavier than Lupita Benitez. So yeah, that's my thoughts right now. I don't like it. I'll talk about it again, but yeah, Mr. Lee, it's at bantamweight. It's at 135, y'all. Stammer said she got absolutely battered by Jessie Jess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Tanisha would have been a good opponent for her to bring in at 135 and, just let Lupita get another fight at 115 and just stay in that range. Um, and just don't, why are they having these fighters like step in, like if they know like, oh, you're a career strawweight, that's your thing. It's like, why are they that desperate? Like, did they not call all the 135 pounds or even like the flyweights that could possibly take a fight at that weight? They never. There's got to be a roster out there where they can just call, especially the girls from Invicta. Like I said, man, they can't get any of these other Invicta fighters that want to fight. As many girls as I see on IG saying, "Yo, UFC needs to sign me." You know, this is going to be kind of a waste of a slot for a fight. Like I wanted to see Lupita come back at strawweight, man. Like after that fight against Jessica Benet, I thought she won that fight. So I'm just kind of guessing that she just wants to come back and kind of get the get the L get that L off her back, and she wants to get a W bad. That's kind of why she wants to come back. She kind of wants to stay busy in the UFC, but it's not a good move, man. Stammer said even Dana said Alpar to try to fight 125 when he gave it a contract contenders, and she hasn't since. A waste of a slot on the card. Wow. Yeah, it's a waste of a slot, man. Matter of fact, let's pull that card up because this is the one with Tanisha Tennant and not Tanisha Tennant, but this has Norman Dumont and Felicia Spencer on it, right? Hold on. This has Jan Jan and Carla. Yeah, I gotta talk about that fight too. Damn, Jan and Carla. Yeah, they're the opening fight. Well, they're the opening fight, so we can get it out of the way. Still not a good fight though. Yeah, yeah. Stamina, scrap this bout. If this is the alternative, yeah, just scrap the bout. Like I didn't even like when they were gonna do the Norman Dumont and Aaron Blanchfield fight. I was like, yo, just scrap it, and they scrapped that fight. I don't know though, man. Yeah, that's my thoughts. So I don't like the fight. Yeah, if Sarah Alpar needs to move down to 125, I'm curious now. I'm curious to see what Lupita's gonna look like at 135 too, man. Like she's 115, man. She already looks because she's 5'2", and she already has like a muscular build. So I'm kind of trying to picture what she's gonna look like with 20 pounds extra, man. She might look a little lethargic in there and slow. Dang. They gotta do better than this though, man. Like they shouldn't even put these type of calls out or these notices to fighters. Like if they know they need a fight at 135, they just need to say, "Let me stick around to the 125s and some 135s." But I ain't gonna reach down to 115. Come on, that was their best choice. Lolita says she's picking Ganidez. I like to see Ganidez win. I'm a fan of her. I just don't want to see her fight at this weight. Like I think she has the skill to beat her. Like I think she has a very good skill, but and she's strong as hell. She's strong as hell at 115, but I just want to see how this plays out. Like I don't know if she'll be able to handle Alpar's weight. Will this weight slow down Ganidez though? Mm. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Of course, we'll talk more this week. Yeah, we'll talk more this week, of course. Um, yeah, overall, man, we just had some good fights this weekend, man. But I was 0-3 this weekend, man. Like I said, that's why I don't place bets, TJ. I was like, man, I place no bets on their fights unless I'm for sure. Like if it's a Nunez or Valentina, that's the only time I'm gonna put a bet down. But I'm not putting a bet on anybody else. And I'll put a bet on Usman most of the time. Yeah. But yeah, damn, 0-3. I was like, shoot, man, what are these girls doing tonight? Like they're killing me. But that just means it was a good night of fights. Like I said, like going into this night of fights, I was like, it's gonna be competitive. I'm really I'm really on the fence about all the girls in this one because it was just like going to be so balanced out. Like this lets you know this was a good balanced night of fights. Like Caitlyn and Vivian, it was a tough call. You know, on paper, Shevchenko and Andrea Lee, Shevchenko was the win, but because Andrea Lee had the three losses, but Andrea Lee came through, man. She was tired of losing, and that's one of those factors you can't factor in MMA math. And that's why MMA math and fight math don't really add up. It just don't add up, man. So yeah, that's my pretty much my final thoughts. But yeah, like always, y'all, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up too, man. Hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Let's see, I'll probably be back on tomorrow and maybe Tuesday. We'll be getting in some more talk. We got to talk about these one-dimensional fighters, man. Like some stuff I want to talk about one-dimensional fighters, man. It's just crazy how some of these fighters aren't learning to step their game up, man. Like they continue to stay in one lane. It's embarrassing, man. So we got to talk about that, man. Stamina said they both look fluffy. They both look fluffy, and they're not going to be on high-level action. The WMMA haters will lament this matchup long, hard, loud. Yeah, they will. They're gonna say this is the reason I don't watch women fights. It's the reason I don't watch women fights because they put on matches like this. They're gonna blame it on that. But yeah, man, good live stream, good talk tonight. Like I said, we will be back on tomorrow, probably around 7 ish, maybe 6:30. We'll see. But yeah, like always, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Thanks for everybody coming through. Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Subscribe. Peace.